Oh, the one thing I forgot to do is to give us 3 new heroic action cards. There we go. We need to resolve the event here for Scorched Earth, and this is fascinating. So the first thing we need to do is to add a Voidborn fleet power to a adjacent sector. Let's go ahead and put it right here. I think I might be avoiding that sector. I'm not sure yet. I'd love to put it here, but that's not adjacent, so. The next thing we need to do is to either remove 2 guilds or 2 of our installations. That sucks. Honestly, I think we'll remove the 2 installations up here. I'm going to essentially be abandoning that region of space. Or not abandoning it, but just sort of leaving it. And it's going to be protected. It's kind of tucked away in the corner there. So those installations aren't important. And now here's the fascinating thing. Right here it says, evaluation, skip step 1. Step 1 is the Voidborn Strike Back. That means at the end of this cycle, we're not going to have to resolve our crisis board. We won't have that skirmish at the end of the cycle. So that's huge. And now we're ready to begin the second round with our crisis. Looks like it's going to be a level 1. This says Burning Bridges. After you build a guild, choose to also remove a bounty token and a reclaim token off of the board. The punishment is not that bad, but neither is this. I think we can handle that. I think I'm ready to take over this sector. I really want that sector. And with this heroic conquest out, I think we can play our conquest card. We'll discard that one to get the heroic one. Okay, we're only going to be able to do 2 of these 3. Let's start here at the bottom. We have to remove a... Ah, man. Okay. Yeah, let's remove this one. But that's going to let us increase this by 1. And move 2 of these over. So we have a lot of power here ready to get put onto the board. And now we'll come up here. We need to spend a food and 2 energy. I don't want to spend food, so I'm going to spend my credits. 1, 2, 3. And now we can invade. And the great thing is, once we invade, and if we capture it, we can remove the corruption off of it. And we're going to use our deep space missiles, so that's going to cost us 1 energy. We're going to go in with 2 power. We have to leave 1 behind. And with our deep space missiles, those are going to do 1 attack, 1 damage during the approach phase. So now that we've entered the salvo phase, we have the initiative 2-1. We attack first and destroy them. And there we go. And because of this action, we can remove the corruption. This is now a pure region. We get this, and we score everything. So that's 7 points. We're now at 62. And that satisfies this condition right here. Gain a glory while already having 5 total. 5 or more. So we get to discard this crisis. We also have a bounty token here that we can resolve. 2 energy or a point. Definitely take the energy on that one. Oh, and I just realized we lost one of our shipyards, and so we have to reduce our credit production by 2. And we need to get some shipyards built. Great, that was an amazing first action. Not sure what to do with this. I feel like we'll be able to resolve this. So let's put it on the board for now. Yeah, I really don't want to lose a shipyard. Next action. Okay, a 1 again. This says Price of Greatness. After you gain an agenda, choose to also spend one of any resource. Okay, simple enough. I think for our next action, we're just going to play Prosperity. We're going to start with this first one. Cost a mineral, which we have. We're going to move that here, and the cost to move across here is we have to lose one of our readied power cubes there. But we're going to get to do two things, get a trade token and put out a guild. So let's grab that trade token and let's get 2 food. I'm worried about our food situation. And we're going to put out a science guild. Yeah, let's toss it right here. That's going to give us 3 science production that we desperately, desperately need. Excellent. And now I want to resolve this crisis here. It says after placing a guild, we can also choose to remove both a bounty. So let's remove that one. And then also a reclaim token. We can just remove this. And that will clear that. Okay, I now want to resolve this second action. We get to produce on any one of our resources, and I really want to produce science. So it looks like we're going to get 2. And then we can get +2 of anything. I actually want to get +2 science. That's going to get us up to 5 science in the stockpile. We were desperately low on science. We need science in order to tech up, and that's really one of my goals for this cycle. And there we go. That is that done. Trade token can get stored right there. This we were not able to accomplish, and it's just going to go on our board. 3 more actions left. Let's hope this isn't war. Ooh, we got lucky. Another 1. It means that we have 2 2s and a war coming up, so it's going to be a bad end of the cycle. We got power leak. After you build a sector defense installation, choose to also spend 1 energy, and you can't use credits. I would like to take care of that for sure. Think I can. Yeah, I think we're going to stick to the plan here because this works out pretty well. We're going to go with reinforcement. Could use the trade token, but I'm not going to. Oh, I forgot to do something. Sorry, I'm going to retcon a little bit because I forgot about this. We did prosperity focus last time, and my deep space missiles let me spend a material in order to build a shipyard. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use credit. Put that right there, and then that gives us 2 to our credit production. Okay, great. Yeah, that was definitely something I wanted to do. I just forgot to do it. Now we're going to reinforce. Let's go up here at the top. We can move any of these civilization tracks. I want to move this one, which will let us get an agenda. Got my eye on this agenda right here, this interplanetary colonization. So that's in our hand. We haven't played that yet. But we can resolve this after we gain 1 into our hand, choose to also spend a resource. We'll spend a credit. And then that can go away. And now we get to place one of these sector defenses. Yeah, let's put it right there. And then it says here for our power leak that we can choose to spend an energy. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that's gone. We're keeping our crisis board pretty nice and clean. That's good stuff. Oh, I forgot to do the pay for that. There we go. That immediately refills. Okay, now let's do the second action. 2 materials. I got to spend credits, unfortunately. We're down to 5 credits, burning through our credits. But this is going to let us recruit out to our shipyards. And remember, we have orbital docks, which means that anywhere we have a shipyard, we have an extra shipyard. So we can actually recruit 2 here and 2 here. Okay. That'll be that. We took care of the crisis. My goal at the moment is to try to push my way up into that sector and then prepare, sort of build up, and then in the 3rd cycle we can attack the rift. That's the plan. We'll see though. I'm afraid we might get a little derailed. Ooh, okay. Let's see what this 2 crisis is. Debts come due. All right, before you spend a trade token, choose to also spend 2 credits. Ooh, don't love that. I'm going to do a little curveball here. I'm going to play politics, but we'll make it the heroic variety. Let's start up here. No, actually, we're going to play this trade token too. Requires a science and 2 credits. So we're going to get to all 3 actions. First thing, we're going to move this up and get rid of a corruption. Perfect. We also get a trade token. Gosh, do I want the science maybe? I think I gotta go with 2 food because I think we're gonna have some major upkeep costs. Now we're gonna come here. We get to remove one of the powers of an adjacent Voidborn sector. We're going to arm our deep space missiles. Cost an energy. And then we're invading. And we're going to invade with 3 power. So our missiles on approach take one of them out. Their sector defense takes one of me out. Then we go to salvo. We have the initiative. We take them out. And there we go. So look at this, 11 points, beautiful. Get to 73. Now there's a Harbinger here, and when that happens, you have to move this guy to your crisis board, and he basically takes up a spot. We'll just put him right there for now, because he's not long for this world. And we have 2 of these reclaim tokens. Ooh, so we either can put a science guild out on the spot, or we can just get 1 of any resource. Love the idea of having a science guild. That gives us 4 production. Okay, and then, ooh, a food guild or 1 resource. Definitely need some food production, so happily take that. Oh, and that installation that was already there, that gets destroyed. Unfortunately, we don't get to keep those. Now we'll come down here. We actually have to pay one of our installations. We'll get rid of that shipyard, unfortunately. Lose 2 production. But this is going to let us remove a corruption from a sector. And that's going to let us remove a Harbinger. We could remove it from the board or from our crisis board. Let's get that guy out of there. Okay, so we're done with this. Let me go over my thinking here. I'm returning this, and so I could spend 2 credits. I have 3 in order to remove this crisis. Simple enough, seems like an obvious choice. Or I could just put it out here. Won't be that big of a cost. So here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that right now, if that war card comes out, because we're in cycle 2, the skirmish will be +1. So right now on our board it's 0, cycle 2 +1, 1 corruption, it'll be a level 2 skirmish. Right now we cannot handle a level 2 skirmish. Right, a level 2 skirmish will take us out there, it'll take us out here. Now, if we can move some pieces around, we can move 1 here. Whoops. That would protect this. And if we could build a sector defense over there, that would protect us. But do we have an action that lets us do that? What I wanted to play was innovation. Actually, that will work. That will work. So I am going to resolve this. I'm going to spend the 2 credits. And let's get rid of this card. Crisis averted. I think we're going to be okay. Even if this is... Now, this might not be a war card. It's either going to be a 2 or a war. So let's find out. Ah, it is the war card. So in this case, we don't draw another crisis. This is our crisis. At the end of this round, essentially, we're going to have to resolve our crisis board, which means a skirmish and the economics. Now, because we're in cycle 2, what this is saying is that if we successfully defend, we're going to have to add a Voidborn fleet power to an adjacent hex. Not a big deal. So now the reason I think that we can handle a level 2 skirmish is because we're going to play innovation. This is our last action. Oh, wait, we had to store our trade token. The cool thing about this is going to let us play our agenda as well. You can see it matches. And I'm just realizing I made a tiny little mistake with the price of greatness. Let's put that back on the board. Because that symbol doesn't mean gain into your hand, that means play from your hand. So we're doing it right now, actually. So we're playing right from our hand now, and we already spent the thing. So we did it a little bit early, but we're effectively taking care of it. That didn't change anything or affect anything in any way. Cool, we're playing this from our hand. Now the question is, are we playing our trade token as well? We definitely want to do these 2. Do we want to do this? I don't think we do. Let's keep our trade token. We're just going to do these top 2. Okay, boom. We are doing this. We're going to upgrade our deep space missiles. We can actually hold, at this point, 3 upgraded technologies. So we'll replace this. Getting 6 points. 79. We can build a shipyard or redistribute. Got to build a shipyard. Increases our production. And now our deep space missiles are super awesome because now, either as the invader or the defender, we can use adjacent shipyards in order to deal approach damage to a maximum of 2. Now, unfortunately, we've had to get rid of some shipyards, but this hex is protected by 1. This is protected by 1. This one's protected by 2. And the best thing is we don't have to spend energy to do it either. It just happens. Awesome. And that works during skirmishes as well. So that's going to really let us easily handle the skirmish. Now, by the way, that costs me 2 science to do that. So let's not forget to spend our resources. And now, boom, we're going to go up here. 2 food. How much food am I going to need? 4, 5, it looks like. Okay, I've got 7. So I can spend the food. And now I'm going to get to produce my science and my credits. That's amazing. With credits, we're getting 6. So that's going to take us back up to 7. And for science, we're getting 4. So now we have 6. And now we get a point for every pure science guild and banking guild. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. That will get us to 84. And now we're playing this agenda. And that agenda lets us do an invasion. We're coming in here. And because of our new deep space missiles, boom, boom, we have 2 shipyards That's going to be 2 approach damage as we come in. We're going to come in with 2 power. So in the salvo step, we attack first, and we take it over. We get this, and again, we add up all of them. Now remember, we're only going to be able to hold 4 of these, but we calculate that later. So that's 13 points. 97. This comes down. I've got to place it here, because we need to keep this clean. So it's going to cost us a little bit, but that's fine. We can't remove this corruption. But there we go. We have a new agenda here that's going to score us some points, I believe. And now we have to resolve the war. Like we said, it's going to be, you know, there's 0 here. It's +1 because it's cycle 2, 1 corruption, a level 2 skirmish, and they come in from adjacent areas, so they can only attack these 3. That top one, they do no damage. This middle one, do no damage. Here, we got 2 shipyards, so no damage. So it doesn't matter where they go. We're going to take care of them either way. But when we successfully defend, we do have to add a power. And honestly, we aren't coming here. So we can just put a power there. And now we have to resolve down here. Got to spend those resources. We can do the energy. We can do the science. And then for the material, we'll have to use a credit. And then that war goes away. Okay, that's the end of our actions for cycle 2. We do need to clean up here. We can only hold 4 of these. And now we go into the evaluation phase, and normally the Voidborn would strike back, but because of Scorched Earth, we skip that. Amazing. We need to do upkeep. So this trade token's covering over this upkeep. So right here we have 2, 4, and then right here 5. And we avoided upkeep everywhere else. We got to spend 5 food, and that's exactly what we have. So we planned that out well. That always feels good. And now, unfortunately, we're not going to get any score here. If we'd had 2 pure sectors that had a 5 population or more, we could have done that top one. We don't. And here, having 8+ of the same resource and stockpile, I was kind of hoping that we would have that in credits, but we only have 6. So I was kind of hoping we'd be able to do it in credits and science. That didn't quite work out. It would have worked out if instead of taking deep space missiles, I had taken the data refinery. But without deep space missiles, I don't think I would have been able to handle the skirmish. So I had to weigh which one of those 2 things I wanted more and decided to go with this. I think it'll ultimately be more points down here, but let's find out. We now get to score our agendas. Pure sectors, we actually have 5. This is not a pure sector, this is a corrupted one. So that's going to be 15 points. We can just add these. That's just 1 point each, so that'd be 15, 16, 17, and then 2, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's going to get us to 120 points. Then here we do have 3 or more glory tokens, so that's 4 points. And here, for every 3 credits in our stockpile, we have 6, so that's 8 more points. 132. And now here, if we have 10 or more uncorrupted or pure population, which we do, that's 4 points. And then this is, we get points for our civilization track. So nothing for this. This is in the 1 area, so that's 2. And this is in the 3, so that's 6. That's 8 more points. So we end cycle 2 with 144 points. So I will go ahead and set up everything for the final cycle. Okay, I got everything set up for cycle 3, the final cycle, and our galactic event here is Shining Future. We're going to have 5 action rounds, and it looks like we have a choice here. We can spend a credit in order to upgrade one of our glory tokens, or we can discard a glory token in order to get 3 credits. I like the former better. 5 is the maximum that the glory tokens go up to. And now it says that the cost for each action on your preferred focuses, and that's what these cards are called. I'm calling them action cards. They're technically focuses. So on these 2, which are my preferred focuses, each action now costs 1 credit instead of what's listed there as the cost. And that includes if there's no cost. It would cost 1 credit now. So that could be good or bad. And I've remade the Crisis deck here. You can see cycle 3, we're going to have 4 level 2s and 1 war in there. So it's going to be pretty bad. But let's go ahead and see what we got. Looks like Internal Unrest. Okay, choose to remove a power twice from your home sector. Okay, we definitely can't do that. Otherwise, -3 food. We might be able to eat that cost. I'm not sure. Actually, we can't do that at the moment because we have no food. That's making it seem like production might be useful, actually. And we have a heroic production up there. So let's go ahead and do that right off the bat. Let's go ahead. We're going to get to run our production. Or we could increase a population 2 times. Let's not worry about that. Let's just get our production. So we're going to get 4 food, just 1 energy, and 1 material. Not too good. And now let's go ahead and do this top one. We have to discard a trade token, and we can't discard one that we flipped. So it has to be one that's unflipped. And now the cool thing here is we'll get to remove a Harbinger. So let's go ahead and remove the one on the board. And now look at this. We're going to get 3 points for every one of our pure guilds. That's pretty incredible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So that gets us to 168. Okay, that's pretty good. Honestly, doing a catastrophe here might be worth it. All right, we'll put it up here. I might regret that. No mercy. So invade with, 5+ strength. Okay, I'm not sure what the right play is here, but I'm going to go conquest. But I'm not going to play it the way you might think. I really want to get this 2 power moved over. That costs 3 materials. I only have 1. So 1, and then we'll do the rest in credits. Then what I want to do... I'm tempted by this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that second action there. So that's going to cost an energy and a credit. Now, the agenda that I want is that top one, but I don't want the one that's showing, so I'm going to draw 2 instead and pick one. Let's see here. Yeah, I like this one more. Let's put this off to the side. That's in our hand. And now we get to move a corruption. And I do want to move this off my board for now, because in case there's a war or something, I really don't want that skirmish to be too bad. There we go. We'll toss that up there. We're setting up for something. This we're just going to have to add, but I think we'll be able to take care of that at some point here, hopefully relatively soon. Oh man, there's the war. Oh boy. Okay, so it's a +1 because we're in cycle 3. So that's going to be 1 for the card, 1 because we're in cycle 3. So that's 2, and then there's 2 showing on this board. That's 4. 4 is devastating. We cannot handle a 4 skirmish. Well, I think we don't really have much choice. We gotta go reinforcement. So we're gonna be spending 1 credit rather than what's listed here. We for sure want to do this. Because of our orbital docks, we can put 2 up there. And we're gonna put 1 here. We're then going to do this top one. So that's going to be our last credit. That's not good. But we're going to get to move one of these. I want to move this here. That means we can take a technology. And we're going to take these centuries. That's going to give us 4 points. We're at 172. We get to put out a sector defense. I need to protect up there. We might have to sacrifice here. And now it says that we could add a century to our home sector, but we don't have anything here, so we'll have to ignore that. And then we get to add another sector defense. We're just going to go ahead and sacrifice this area. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I forgot. I'm playing this agenda, too, with this reinforcement. That was the whole point of getting the agenda. And so look at this. This is going to give us a special ability here. So we're going to play that, and then we're going to get to place another thing down. So if we place a shipyard here, now we're covering here with 2. We'll put that there now. So now this is covered by 2 deep space missiles. So both of these won't get taken. Okay, we'll go with this. Unfortunately now, when the skirmish happens, we are going to get hit up there for 1. Because we fire a deep space missile, and then the defense sector kicks in for 2. So it's 4-2. We hit them, they hit us once, and then we hit them and we finish them off. So wasn't quite how I wanted it to go, but it's better to save our sectors. So that's how the skirmish went down, and now here we got to pay this. And this is a problem because we can afford the science cost, but not the other 2. And we're just completely out of everything. So we are going to lose 6 points. There was probably a better way of dealing with that, but not sure what it was. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, we know it's going to be 2s. Disharmony in leadership. When you play a agenda, choose to forfeit taking its action. Yikes. Or do a skirmish. No. Okay, I think we're down to 2 more actions here, right? Yeah. Well, we got to go innovation, and I think we're going heroic. Let's start with this top action. We got to spend 4 of anything. Well, we have food and we have science. Let's use all of our science. This is going to let us take a technology and then produce our science and our credits. And let me see here. I think we just added a shipyard, so our credit production should be maxed out at 13, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yep. So 13 is as high as it goes. So we're going to be producing 8 credits and 4 science. I think I'm going to take hyperdrive. We just get 3 bounty tokens right away. And I'm going to take the goodies, I believe, instead of the points. So that's 2 energy, material, a food. Oh, 2 food, and a science. Hyperdrive is going to let us do something very important. And now we get to do this. We get to remove a power from an adjacent Voidborn. Now we get to get an upgraded or improved technology. So let's go ahead and upgrade our hyperdrive that we just got. We can actually hold 4 upgrades. That's going to get us back those 6 points that we lost. And we can build energy, get 3 more production level. Just going to go ahead and add this. Okay, and last round. Let's see what we get. Panic in the Fleet. After resolving a conquest focus, choose to also remove 2 power twice. This we could do. Well, we're going to go in for the attack using politics. So, first things first, we're going to do this... Oh no, we're going to do the top one first. So that's going to be -1 science. We're going to move over into here. The cost of that is to deactivate a power. And we're going to get to increase the value of this one. And then score them. So that's going to give us 14 points. That's 186. And now we're going to do that. So 2 energy and 1 credit. And actually, oh no, that doesn't matter. Okay. No, actually it could matter. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm going to not use my energy. I'm going to use all credits for that. We get to do another +1. And now we get to invade. But because of my hyperdrive, I'm able to do 5 movement when invading. So we're going to go... That should have been in there. It was off to the side there for some reason. It goes right back here. Okay, there we go. Oh, we still can't invade with 5, though, because we have to leave 1 behind. I was thinking we could take care of this card, but we can't. We have to leave 1 behind. So in that case, we are not going to do that. Yeah, actually, we're going to have to move 1 over. So we'll do that, and then we'll invade with those 3. Now we have our deep space missiles, so that will take care of 1 of them. And they have the sector defense, so that's going to take care of 1 of us. And then boom, we hit them and we take over the rift. Now this rift space is a little unique. We actually can either remove a corruption or get 5 resources. And then we're going to flip this tile over. Going to become a uncorrupted population of 1. And I think we'll just remove this corruption. No, actually on second thought, we need food to cover our upkeep costs. So we'll take the 5 resources. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just go 4, 5. And then, regardless of if you get a glory token or not, when you win a combat, you do get to score your glory. So we will be getting 15. That's going to take us to a cool 201 points. Great. And now we have to deal with this. I say, let's just go ahead and do that. We'll just remove... We're going to move those 2 sector defenses. No, on second thought, we'll just put it right here. That'll be fine. We can cover that. Okay, it's time for the Voidborn to strike back. We have to resolve our crisis board. It's looking pretty bad. We're going to have a skirmish. It's going to be 2 plus 1 because it's cycle 3. So that's going to be a 3 attack skirmish because we have nothing over here. And unfortunately, 3 is going to be enough for us to tie here in this sector that we just took over. All right, we'll fire a missile over there, so it'll be 2v2, and that is going to wipe everybody out. Now, when a sector gets cleared like this, the Voidborn take over. They corrupt the population, they come in with 2 power, and anytime you lose a sector like that, you have to give up one of your glory tokens. So that's a shame, but we cleared the rift. The rift does not come back. And now we have to do the economics here. We need to spend 2 material, 2 energy, and 2 science. Luckily, we can cover most of that. We have to spend 1 credit. Okay, there we go. We have to do upkeep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I believe that's it. And look at that. I have exactly 9 food. And now we get to score, and look at this. We're definitely going to do that top one. Score your 3 highest glory tokens twice. 13 times 2. Woo, 26. That gets us to 227. And now we can come down here and score all of this. We have 4 pure sectors, so that's 12. 13, 14, 15, and then 2 more for those, so 17, 19, 21, 23. So 23 points for that card. 250. Okay, we do have 3 of those, so that's 4. And we have 6 of the credits, so that's 8, so that's 12 more. Here, do we have 10 population? Why is that a 2 population? I thought that was higher. Hold on. Oh yeah, this population should be at 4. We must have had some sort of dice issue there. Okay, yeah, so now we have 11 pure population. That makes more sense. So that's 4. And then we have 2 of these in the level 3 area, so that's 12 more. So that's 16. That's definitely not the case. And that's not the case. So we're not scoring anything for that card. So there we go. We finished the game with 278 points. That is by far the most that I've ever scored in this game. So hopefully we didn't do something catastrophically wrong there. Definitely possible. Now we're going to add up the Voidborn's score. And that's shown just right here. Now, because we were playing on easy, they're going to start with 60 points. If we were playing on medium, it would be 100, and hard would be 140. They then would have gotten 30 points if the rift had still been in place. We took out the rift, so they're not getting those 30 points. Now they're getting 20 points for every safe haven that hasn't been completed. Now, I didn't really talk about safe havens that much. I didn't choose to focus on that, but there are 2 safe havens. You can put some of your unused power up there if you meet certain conditions. One of the conditions is overproducing twice. Overproducing is when, you're producing goods and you produce more than you can hold. When that happens, you get 3 points. And if you're able to do that twice on a turn, then you're allowed to put one of these cubes onto a safe haven. The other way you can put a cube on a safe haven is by getting your one of your tracks up to this last level. And then another way you can do it is by having a sector with a population of 6 that has all 3 of their guild spaces filled. So we never met any of those conditions, so we didn't add anything to the safe havens. So both of them are uncompleted. That's going to be 20 points each, or 40 points, so now they have 100 points. They would then score 20 for every catastrophe token, but we didn't put any out. They would get 10 points for every harbinger bust that was remaining on the map, not on the crisis board. So they don't score anything for that. They would get 5 points for every sort of burned technology. There are some cards out here that, like the crisis cards, that would allow them to burn your technology. But we avoided all of that, so no points there. They now get 5 points for every one of the crisis cards that's left on our crisis board. And we have 5. So that's 25 points. They get 3 points for every fallen house that remains on the map. And there's 1 here, so that's 3 more points. So they're currently at 128. They get 2 points for every corruption. That is basically anywhere. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more points. That puts them at 140. And now they get a point for every corrupt population. So that looks like 5, 10, 14 more points. So they ended the game with a score of 194. And there we go. That is a pretty decisive win, assuming we didn't make some huge mistakes. I'm sure we've made plenty of mistakes along the way. But also keep in mind that we were playing on the easiest level, and we were also playing on the easiest and least complex scenario. There's multiple different scenarios of different complexities. There's multiple different houses of different complexities. There's tons of variability. You could keep playing the same scenario over and over with different houses, upping the difficulty. What you saw here just scratches the surface of this game. But there you go. That was a complete solo playthrough of Voidfall. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.